let's just have a very quick chat, okay? George, how did you get king?
I earned it.
You earned it out.
You know the answer. I don't need to tell you.
You're acting like I'm a bad guy, George, when in this case specifically, you're trying to do a hostile takeover of the kingship. If I remember correctly, you didn't have a problem when I randomly appointed it to you. Quackity didn't have a problem. But now that you're getting taken away your power, you're mad. That's called being a tyrant.
No.
It's called being a tyrant.
It's not. Here's what happened.
Just
Eric
reflect,
lost the...
George. Just reflect.
No, listen.
It's simple.
Eric,
you don't need to. You're trying to start
made a
mistake. You're being a baby. You're being
so we need a new
baby.
king, and I was there ready, and you assigned it to me.
Being a baby. Don't start wars because you're being a baby. At the time, was getting involved in an active war, and guess what? The war's over, and he's been neutral. He's been the most neutral person on the server right now. And you were appointed when you were building your cute little house far away from everything else, and then you just stopped and built a country above Lemanberg and tried to be a big part of the government. Like, I don't want that. It's fine. You continue what you want to do, but I'm just pointing out, and I know Sapnap, even Sapnap, who may be mad at me, but even he, I'm sure, realizes that it's just the only reason that you're just looking for an excuse to fight for power, even though you lost it rightfully. Sapnap had, like, he's just mad because he thinks I don't care about him, and you're mad because I took away your king, even though I gave it to you in the first place. Anyway.
I disagree. I don't think it's fair what you're
just
doing.
Simply, you are dumb, Quackity. You are
okay. That's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
How can you disagree?
I just don't see it. I just don't see it the same way as you do. I just don't see it the same way as you do.
That is ridiculous. You can't be like, oh, I disagree with the fact that George is being a tyrant. Like, a tyrant is a tyrant.
He's not being a tyrant. Think for a moment what everything goes back to. Every single problem is because of you. What did you appoint George?
Let's go.
For no reason.
Let's go ahead and go back. You said every problem is because of me, right? Let's say Schlatt's a problem, right? Who decided to give him the votes?
That was me. That was all me.
Did I give Schlatt the power? Did I appoint Schlatt? You are saying that I have caused all problems on the server. Then what is this war over? George's house that Tommy grieved. What about the discs? He gave me the discs and then stole them back. What about you? You appointed Schlatt and gave him your votes. Why don't you bring up another problem? I'll tell you how it wasn't me. What's another problem? Oh, appointing George for king? You mean me telling him he needs to stay neutral and then him building a giant country above Lemanberg? I didn't cause the problems. I try and solve the problems. I try and prevent the problems from happening in the first place. Tommy causes most of the problems, and that's why I don't like Tommy.
Dream, are you affiliated to any land?
No.
So why are you getting involved with every single event that happens in the server?
I am affiliated with the Dream SMP, which is just the server as a whole.
So you immediately appoint yourself as someone who needs to involve themselves in every single event in the server. I agree. I fucked up. I fucked up by giving Schlatt my votes. I'll take it. But at the end of the day, why are you getting involved with every single thing that happens in the server? We fucked up the Lemanberg thing. That's true. Let us deal with it.
Right now, this is what's happening. You are fighting, saying that you're potentially going to do a hostile takeover for the kingship because you're mad that George isn't king anymore. He's not being neutral anymore. And also, he's been getting attacked nonstop. Eric, it's not going to happen to. Quackity, you can disagree, thinking George is a better king. That's fine, but it's not your place. You're saying I'm getting involved with things. This is Dream SMP. What does a king mean to you? It means nothing to you. You're not even a part of Dream SMP. You're part of Lemanberg, who is an independent nation, and you're getting involved in my politics. Why does it matter to you? You're just causing problems for no reason. You should just step back and recognize, hey, you created Mexican Lemanberg. That's great. Congratulations. Did I come to you telling you can't create that? Am I being
exactly? You didn't. You didn't. So why are you faulting George for it? I built it. That was me. You said you're taking away his throne because he's affiliated to Mexican Lemanberg. I built it. You're just using that as a scapegoat to find reasons to dethrone George.
I think that there's many reasons, but my main reason is because I care about George.
Did you consult him? Did you say, hey, are you actually worried that people are hunting you down?
George isn't going to be like, oh, wow. George isn't going to be selfless. He's going to be selfish. This is the same reason right now why he's trying to take back the kingmanship that he has no right to. One of the biggest things you're not mentioning is he broke Lemantry down. That's like one of the most sacred things on the entire server of another country.
I took part of it hostage.
Broke it down.
No, I took
and then guess
part of
what?
it hostage.
When I talked to you about it afterwards, your quote was, I didn't know it was important. How? What? That's ridiculous. That's something that you should know, especially. I bet you Aaron knows that. Actually, I know he does. But the point is, king doesn't really mean anything other than that their job is to try and keep peace on the server. And Eric will do a good job of that. George has not kept peace in any way whatsoever, and he's done a poor job since he's been appointed. And that's fine. You can disagree, but guess what? You're not even part of Dream SMP. Just to disagree or to agree or whatever. It's George's if he wants to. But I honestly didn't expect George to disagree because he doesn't care. He's just acting like he cares because it's dramatic.
That's what you think.
No, that's what I know. I know it too. But Quackity and Sapnap, Sapnap's just mad, and
you think
Quackity
you know
is
me
just Quackity.
so
He's gonna get
well.
involved with everything. So.
All right.
But anyway, you don't have to get involved, Quackity. It's not part of your nation.
Yeah.
So don't try and. I'm sure. What do you think Tubbo would think, Quackity? Do you think he'd be happy with what you're doing right now?
I'll talk to him. Tomorrow we'll have a talk and we'll figure things out. What it seems to me is that you want control of just anything you can get control over. And that's fine. That is your right at the end of the day. But everything, just about everything. Again, you're getting involved in so many things. You said I'm not part of the Dream SMP. I'm part of L'Manberg. I'll remind you, I wasn't allowed in L'Manberg to begin with. That's why I ran for president, to take the walls down. And what is a country surrounded by now? Walls.
City and walls. That's Tommy's fault.
So you know what? I think
that's not my fault.
Oh, now you're blaming Tommy. Yeah, well, Tommy fucked up.
Tommy's. Well,
Dream, I know what you do. You think it's righteous, but I don't know. I think you're doing the wrong thing here.
I think that my appointment of Eric is selfless. You're acting like I'm doing it for selfish reasons in order to have control. Appointing Eric gives me less control because Eric doesn't do what I say. George would probably just do almost about anything I tell him to. The only reason I did it is because he'd be a better king. And he was a better king. And he's neutral. And he's friends with everybody on the server, which is better to point wars. George has enemies. Eric doesn't. The only enemy Eric may have is you guys now because you're salty that he's king, which is just a ridiculous reason. But regardless, you can disagree. That's fine. But my decision was my decision, and you can get mad about it. But if you try and do anything, you'll just lose. But I'm gonna leave.
Okay.